Hi, Natalie. So good to see you again.
Hi.
How have you been doing?
Um, I've been doing, I guess I would say okay.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about that. I know that the last time you and I met, we talked about kind of what's been on your plate lately in terms of your responsibilities and that being a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's still the case today. I just feel like, I don't know, like just being in this program and everything and like working full time and having the internship aspect. I feel like for the first couple of weeks I was kind of like doing okay, but just like this past week, I feel like it's just like really been impacting me. I've been like extremely stressed, like basically every day. I've kind of noticed it impacting like other aspects of my life as well. Um, like sometimes like I'm just tired like all the time during the day. Like even if I sleep for like 8 or 9 hours, I'll still just be tired during the day. It's like hard for me to like focus on like other things besides school. Like at my work, like it has nothing to do with like what I'm going to school for, and I just have a hard time like being present at work and like actually caring about that when I just have like school on my mind all the time, basically.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely sounded like a lot. I can certainly understand why you're overwhelmed. It's a lot of responsibilities. And I was just hearing a lot of feelings of, sounds like some anxiety and just the overwhelmed stress. And how are you feeling physically in those moments when you're feeling stressed, frustrated, overwhelmed?
Yeah, I've actually been getting like a lot of like stress like headaches. Like I've like literally been like getting like super bad migraines. I've had to take like Tylenol a lot every day. And like I can like feel it coming on. Like I just know. Like usually it surrounds like school or just like having like way too much to do. And I also just like physically feel exhausted. Like I just don't feel like motivated to like really do anything. Like I just kind of want to just like sit there, but like I know I can't. So
Definitely sounds difficult in those moments to kind of make it through. And I think, Natalie, just thinking of those moments when you're feeling that way, um, and the feeling overwhelmed, feeling stressed, noticing what you're thinking mentally, what you're feeling physically. Could you think back to a time, maybe your earliest memory that you can recall first feeling those feelings, those body sensations? Can you think back to that?
yeah, I would probably say in high school, probably like sophomore, junior year, I was doing travel softball and I joined a school sport too that was not softball, and I also had homework for school. And I remember just like I kind of experienced the same exact thing. Like I just didn't feel like doing anything. Like I just felt tired all the time. I would definitely get the headaches back then too. So I kind of can definitely I can see the similarities between the two now that I think about it.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And can you think of back at that time, what was something that was helpful to you in those moments?
Yeah, I would definitely say like exercising, like going on walks, just kind of like like reading a good book, like a romance book. I love romance books. So I would, I'd try to like read a book or something like that. Just kind of like take my mind off of stuff. Even like my family was pretty supportive too, but I also kind of felt like they were putting pressure on me too to like be able to handle all of this stuff. But I definitely think they did help too. Even though they were putting pressure on me, I did feel support as well. So it's kind of like weird.
Right? Yeah, like a double positive,
Yeah.
double negative. Can understand that definitely. And, fast forwarding to the present, I know that, your original description was when you were a lot younger, circumstances were a little bit different. But it sounded like some of the pressure that you were receiving from those around you was unhelpful, but maybe having that push and that support feeling from other individuals Sounds like that might be something that you recognize as valuable. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that. I feel like just knowing like they know I can do it, like even though they're pressuring me, it's just because like they know that I can do it. So I feel like that is definitely like an accurate statement. Yeah.
Yeah. And how about what do your supports look like now? Your natural supports, those that are close to you that could maybe help you with lightening the load a little bit, taking some things off of your plate in those times of stress.
Yeah. Well, I live at home, so I have my sister and my dad here, and I also have a dog. She definitely helps. She can definitely tell when I'm like being stressed. Like she like comes up to me. It definitely helps like having her sitting next to me. I don't know if it's just me, but I definitely feel something. So I definitely have them for me. Also my friends too. They're like aware of my situation and like all the stuff that I have going on, and they definitely let me vent to them, which really does help and like they understand or at least try to understand. But
Great. No, I'm so glad that you have those supports. So it sounds like you have a pretty good community around you, a pretty good support network. Um, just kind of thinking about one of the things that we touched on before, values, core beliefs. Do you feel like there's any connection between the stress that you were feeling when you were younger and what your experience was at that moment with your peers, with your family, and today when experiencing the stress over getting your master's and just balancing everything on your plate?
yeah, I would definitely say the pressure is kind of the same. Like obviously it's evolved and changed, but I feel um like the pressure of just like succeeding, I guess, and like being the best that I can be is definitely the same. Like I feel like now I kind of put it more on myself than like my family does just because like I'm trying to hold myself up to a standard, especially like with it being a master's program. So yeah, I definitely can see how the pressure, like even though it's changed, it's still definitely the same.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let me ask you this. When you do feel like you are overwhelmed and maybe not performing at the level that you would typically like to perform at, or at that level of expectation that you set for yourself, what does that feel like?
Um, I'm sorry, you said when I don't reach that level? Or yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, I definitely feel like it's harder now than it was before, just because I feel like there's so much more riding on this. Like this is actually my future. Like I know like what the program I'm in is like what I'm gonna be doing. I feel like in high school I was just kind of like, like taking all these classes where I was like, I'm never gonna use math. Like what is this? But now I feel like everything is like so important to what I'm gonna be doing that I feel like if I can't achieve like that, I kind of feel like it's gonna bother me more, I guess I would say.
Mm, sure. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with setting high goals for yourself, but I think also just making sure that you are leaving some grace, giving yourself some grace because things happen. We are older than our younger selves. It's a little more difficult to juggle the many tasks. So I think as long as you're also just keeping a realistic mindset around if you're giving it your best, then you're doing well. And our best is going to look different every day. So I just want you to be mindful of giving yourself a little bit of space to not always hit those expectations, but still know that you are working towards your goals. You will ultimately achieve them. Um, kind of don't stress yourself out as much about it.
I'll try not to.
It's easy to do, though. It's easy to
Yeah.
do. And I can tell that you care a lot about just doing well and succeeding and, keep working towards that goal of completing your degree. And I think you and I, in our next session, can just work a little bit more on that, kind of processing some of those feelings. When you're overwhelmed and feel like maybe you're not hitting your expectations for yourself, that we can kind of take that back a notch and reevaluate what that really means and how we could do things a little different.
Yeah, I would definitely appreciate that.
Perfect. All right, Natalie. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me today and just sharing your experience. I appreciate it as always. And we will meet again next week.
All right.
Bye.